Let me explain to you why living in the end is possibly one of the worst manifestation techniques you could possibly do, especially if you have an over-analytical type of mind. You're an overthinker, you're a type A personality, you're an overachiever, you're essentially anything else that's not a delusional manifester. See, delusional manifestation is really great for individuals who have done years and years and years of work on themselves, who have zero reactions to the external reality, who are not externally fixated, who are able to pass every test that the universe delivers to them and is still allowed to stay connected to their end. However, in today's day and age where people are very externally fixated, people's nervous systems are not regulated. People are not able to see through a test in the 3D, and some don't even know what tests are. It is possibly the worst strategy ever. And let me tell you why. Because the more you stick to the end, let's just say as an example, I'm manifesting a committed relationship. Okay, that's what I'm manifesting. And I start to live in the end of being a wife. And I'm not even talking to anybody seriously. My brain is gonna go, are you dumb? Like, are you actually stupid? Like, that's what my brain's gonna tell me, because they're gonna be like, my brain's gonna be like, you're not even talking to anyone. How are you married? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to attract in a bunch of conflicting evidence from my end to show me that, are you like actually stupid? No, you're not talking to anyone. You're not dating anyone. Nothing's going on for you. Do you remember that time that Joseph left you? Do you remember that time that Spencer cheated on you? Do you remember that time that somebody else let you down? What do you mean you're in a committed relationship? And it's going to make you feel how single you actually are. You're going to get excessively rejected maybe on the apps, whatever may happen, right? You're going to get conflicting evidence. Why? Because the brain will always fight for what it knows to be true, because your brain's not dumb. And unless you're a delusional type of manifester who can see through all of that, pass all the tests, regulate your nervous system, and stay in the end, 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 you have to remember something. Did you guys know that Neville was an actor? I think somebody told me he was a method actor at one point in time. It makes a lot of sense to me, because he's able to step into the character and stay there. Not to mention that he literally had one of the best manifestation coaches in the history of the universe. Here's your sign that if you're not Neville, you're not defective. Okay, Neville was a different type of human, and although I do appreciate the fact that he teaches one of the most accurate forms of manifestation, I feel as if I go further and further and further away from Neville, only because the more and more and more you stick to the end, the more you're actually observant of the gap. The more your brain goes into the how, the more you start to spiral out, the more you start to second guess and question, how is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Like, I don't really think it's possible to happen. And let me put it this way. Neville's type of manifesting is really good for somebody like Neville. It is, however, not good for people that are not like Neville. When you have a low self-concept, when you're externally fixated, when your nervous system's not regulated, all the different things that I mentioned, you will be more and more observant over the fact that you're not where you want to be. And that is the exact opposite energy you need to actually manifest something. So you're actually, in many instances, manifesting more of the worst case scenario, which makes you spiral even more. And Neville's techniques tend to create a negative feedback loop for people. Not because it's factually incorrect, but because people don't have the same mind as Neville. And that's okay. Like, I want you to understand that you're not alone. Like, me too. That's literally why I created this page of manifesting for the overthinkers, the overachievers, the overgivers, the type A personalities, is because if you're someone who cannot delusionally manifest, I want you to utilize facts and science and physics to ground into, to give you the strength to take the action and step into that identity. With all due respect, Neville did not make manifestation for the overthinkers. He did not make it for the normal human mind. He made it for someone who's done like 10 years of work on themselves, who's already seen through all the bullshit, who's already healed their shit and healed their trauma, and they know how to master reality. He didn't make it for the normal human functioning brain. And that's why so many people, although can get incredible results utilizing his teachings, a lot of other people on the other end, on the other spectrum, really struggle a lot. His teachings do not accommodate for human psychology. They do not talk about what to do in many instances when you're more externally fixated, when you have a dysregulated nervous system. It's just basically the, further back version of persist, persist, persist. which is exactly why in many instances you're so pissed off at so many people who tell you to just persist, but then you follow the mega inventor of just persist. When I followed Neville's teachings religiously, what I realized is it made me feel more flawed. It made me feel more defective. I genuinely, like, honest to God, right hand is up, swear to God, this is a factual story. When I first got into manifestation, I genuinely thought if you couldn't be delusional to manifest, like, you were just screwed. Like, I genuinely thought that. Like, when I made a page, Manifestation for the Overthinkers, I was like, nobody's going to follow me, because why is it that so many people are able to get results, but there's other people that can't? And I genuinely thought something was wrong with me. I genuinely thought I was defective. I would genuinely be up at night crying and sobbing and being like, why is my brain not working? Why can't my brain be like other people's brains? And I want you to understand, like, sis, you are not alone. Bro, you are not alone at all. I don't want you to feel like a failure. I don't want you to feel rejected. I don't want you to feel dumb or stupid. I just want you to utilize manifestation techniques that are in alignment with how your brain works. Because once I started to utilize manifestation techniques that were in alignment with how my brain worked, knowing full and well and taking 110% accountability that the only thing I need to do is to be able to mentally get behind it. Whether I do that in delusional manifesting, whether I do that using science and physics, whether I do that balancing on my head, it doesn't really matter. I just need to be able to get that shit in there. I'm going to have the results that I want. So do not feel peer pressured to adopt a form of manifestation that clearly isn't working for you. And stop making yourself manifest in a way that your brain has been avidly resisting for a very, very, very long time. And just follow me instead. I literally have over 500 free videos breaking down quantum physics and utilizing science to manifest, which is the only guaranteed way that you're going to be able to get manifestation to work for you. Because as soon as you get your brain behind it, it's game over. The universe doesn't say, you know what, I don't like this person, let me delay them 6 months. No, we do instant manifestation over here by utilizing science to manifest. Because science cannot lie, energy does not lie. And once you get that shit in your head, it's literally game over.